Good day. How is everyone? Today is August 13th, 2026. And hope you're all feeling well. I have a little echo in my head. I have a little something going on there that's like a cold in my ear or something. So I may get a little teary-eyed, but it's not from sadness. Although it should be from sadness. Today is the anniversary of the seers being kidnapped. That when they were scheduled to go to Fatima, the Cova de Iria, and to receive another apparition from Our Lady. But as we will learn, the government interfered. It likes to do that. It thinks it has this power, this authority over people's freedoms, and it's all done through fear and intimidation, and it hasn't changed. That's the dark side of the world here. So I'll read that at the end of the Mass. So let's get started with the Good Day Rising prayers. We can contemplate that which is going on in the world today that shouldn't be. In nomine Dei, matronum nostrum, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Most Holy Divine Family, and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany. Most Holy and Venerable Trinity, one Divine Family, I believe that Thou art here present. I venerate Thee with the deepest humility, and I render to Thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to Thee. O Most Holy Divine Family, relying on Thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain pardon of my sins, the help of Thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deam Matronam Nostrae. O Most Holy Divine Family, I love Thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because Thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of Thee, and I forgive all who have injured me and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Most Holy Trinity for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven, and for the souls in purgatory. O Most Holy Trinity, I most humbly thank Thee for all the favors Thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to Thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in Thy service. I consecrate to Thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by Thy love, or that would not tend to Thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Most Holy Trinity the graces which are necessary to us. O my God, Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of Thy grace. Deny me not Thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which Thou forbiddest, to practice the good which Thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please Thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, Holy Mother of God, I place myself under Thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of Thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O Most Holy Trinity, as envisioned by St. Lucia as the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended Thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because they offend Thee, O Most Holy Trinity, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of Thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud. Oremus. Fidelium Deum Iesum Christum omnium conditor et redemptor, animabus, famalorum, famorum remissionum contorum, tribui peccatorum, ut indulgentiam quam semper obteverunt pii supplicationibus consequentor, qui tigum viveda reinat in una divina familia, qui erat est et edit in aeternum. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum Hoc Immaculatum Hostium, quam ego ingenius famulos tuus offeri tibi Deum meum et verum, pro in numine vidibus peccatis et offensionibus, et negligentiis meis et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed et pro omnibus fidelibus Catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et illis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitate miriberitur condedis, et miriberius reformaste de nobis perius atque mysterium, eius divinitatis esse consortis qui eminentatis nostrae, fiat dignatus est particips Deum Iesum Christum Filium, et tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem saetatis tuam depecantis clementium, ut conspectu divina majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundus salute, cum odore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contritu, suscipiamur te Deum Iesum Christum et fiat sacrificium nostrum et conspectu tuo hodie, ut placiat tibi Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite blata pro secundo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas Sanculationum cum tibi ferimus amorem passiones, resurrectionis et descensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honoram Deum matronam nostra et Papa Petis Sanctorum, et Istorum et Omnium Sanctorum, ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et illi pro nobis intercedere in inter caelis, quorum amorem agimus in telis per in Christum Deum nostrum. Orate ut meum et vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum, sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, sursum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Tegitur clementissimi Mater et Pater, Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrae supplices rogamus et petimus. Uti accepta habeas et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificiam ilibata. In primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare custodiri ad honore et regere digneris toto obiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famorum caetorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Paul, Shelley, Therese, Cody, Ben, Jenny, Katie, Kathy, Maria Josephina Mose, Marilyn, Mark Jr., the Stevenson family, Letitia, Mindy, Clarette, Dennis, Barbara, Benedict, Gregory, Adam, Malachi, and Patrick Santa Croce, James and Robert Santa Croce, and Robert Dosco Sr. and Jr., and Rochelle Dosco. We pray for the Williams, Tafour, and Began families, Michaela McLarnon and family, the Kendrick, Shorten, Nolan, Dosco, Kane, Nye, Wolf, Camerano, and Pohanski families, Jonette and Greg, and all their good intentions. We pray for for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury, no negotiable instruments, and no corruption. We pray that courageous men step forward as leaders of this Catholic society to lead with common sense and compassion. We also pray for those who are struggling in the justice system that is not just currently in this country and around the world. We also pray for those who are subjected to medical tyranny through ignorance and through willful abuse, the victims of willful abuse. We pray that chemotherapy is banned as nothing more than a toxic poison that it is. We also pray that natural remedies or non-harmful remedies, even if they aren't all natural, be utilized for the body, for the healing of the body, so that the soul may connect with the most holy Trinitarian Theophany in a Catholic contemplative way. All this we ask in accordance with the most holy divine family's goodwill and intentions. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi ferimus, verque tibi forunt hoc sacrificium laudis, pro se suis quae omnibus, pro redemptione amarum suarum prospe salutis et deculammitatis suae, tibique redunt vota sua, aeterno Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memoriam honorantes, in primis gloriosae semper Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancta Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meditis praecibusque concedas, ut in omnibus protectionis tuae munum et exilio per inum Christum Deum nostrum. Am oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibum, consecratum acceptabilem que fegedi dignitis ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum. Qui pridie quam Pater recepit panem sancta sacramentablis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in calamate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecratavit, freget dique lumnis sui dicenza cipite, et manducate ex hoc homines. Hoc est en corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremoniis decipiens, et hunc preclarum calicem in sancta sacramentablis manus suas, sitem tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecratavit, dedique alumni sui dicenza cipite, et bibite ex omnes. Hic est en calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis affundetur, in remissionem peccatorum. Ecotes cum refugiatis memum facetis. Unde et memoris Deum nos servitui, sed plebs tua, Sancta Justum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passionis nec non et in feris resurrectionis, sed et in caelus gloriosa escincionis afferimus, preclarae majestati tui di tuis dones actatis, supra quae propitio axere novutur respiциedi digneris. supplices te rogamos, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iube hic perfectum manus tuum ut quod ex auctoris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subsidimus, omnis sanctificatione celeste, gratia Dei per amor, per indum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Gertrude Arrigo, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum quiscentibus locum refugere ducis et pacis, ut andere est precamur per in Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem hic omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso. Stibi Deum Matrum omnipotentium in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum, matronum nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Sancta tua in mulier, Deum matronum nostrae, materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quaesimus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum avonibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris et intercedente beata, gloriosa semper Deum matronum nostrae. Cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitius pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduitit peccato, simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbationis securi. Per indum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrum, we take and we read that reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque pote. Haec mixtio consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat ecipitibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apote. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronum nostrae, corporante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum per mortem tuam mundum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacrosanctum, corpus et sanguinum, tuum abonibus iniquitatibus meis et universis malis et fatmi tuis semper in harare mandatis, et etinum quam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum matronum nostrae Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis serenum aeternam, perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere praesimo non mihi proveniat in idicium canonationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi ad tudumentum etis corporis, et ad me delam pericipiendam qui vivis reinas, cum Deum matronam nostrae, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem excipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum matronam nostrae non sunt dignis, ut et et meas in tante regorbis sanctarum meam. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignis, ut et meas in tante regorbis sanctarum meam. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignis, ut et meas in tante regorbis sanctarum meam. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quadratuum Dei Iesum Christum pro omnibus quaeritubut mihi, calicem saitaris excipimet nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, audans invocabo Deum matronam nostri et ab inimicis mei salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima meam. Quod Samsumus Deum Iesum Christum perimente capiamus et immunente parae fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod sanctis sanguis computave herea visceribus meis apraesta, ut in me non remonia scelera macula quem pura sancta reficero sacramenta. Deum obiscum, et quoque apud te. Oremus. Animabus quesumus Deum Iesum Christum, famalorum catuorum oratio proficiat supplicantium ut eas et peccatis omnibus exues, et tuae redemptionis es, facies esse parte cepes. Vitigum vivit renat in una divina familia, qui erat est et erit in aeternum. Deum obiscum, et quoque apud te. Ite mise est. Deum gratia. Gratia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequiem servitutis meae et praesta ut sacrificium coroculis tuae maestatis in unus autoritibus et acaptabere miquet omnibus, pro quibus idut obdoliciti miseranti propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Deum matronam nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. Almost Holy Trinity, I believe. I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. So the Seers were kidnapped August 13th through the 15th, 1917. As August 13th, 1917 was approaching, the word of the Fatima apparitions spread throughout the country. The liberal Masonic press took a special interest in the matter, sparing no opportunity to denounce it and spread falsehoods concerning the three shepherd children. When these tactics could not sway the masses of pilgrims who faithfully traveled great distances in order to be present when Our Lady appeared, the press declared in classic anti-clerical fashion that the clergy were deceiving the people in order to draw profits. Remember, it's all about projection, okay? Those who project something onto somebody else are the ones that would do that sort of illicit behavior. The press strongly encouraged the local authorities to take action. Fatima's local authority, Artur de Oliveira Santos, who was the administrator of the district of Villanova de Aurem, was an anti-clerical fanatic, also known as the tinsmith. He was a Freemason who enjoyed much power through his position and ruled his district in a tyrannical fashion, imposing restrictions on churches and religious services on his slightest whim. The tinsmith decided to end the popular piety resulting from the apparitions at Fatima through whatever means necessary. On August 10th, the fathers of the three seers of Fatima, Manuel Marto and Antonio dos Santos, received an order to appear with their children the following day at Villanova de Oram. It was a journey of 9 miles, of which the only available means of transportation were either to walk or ride a donkey. Manuel Marto refused to have his 2 young children make the journey or appear before a court and decided to go alone. Very courageous. Antonio dos Santos, however, was determined that his daughter Lucy answer for herself. The tinsmith was furious at the absence of Francisco and Jacinta. Recalling her experience with the tinsmith, Lucy writes, "At the administration office, I was interrogated by the administrator in the presence of my father, my uncle, and several other gentlemen who were strangers to me. The administrator was determined to force me to reveal the secret and to promise him never again to return to the Cova da Iria. To attain his end, he spared neither promises nor even threats. Seeing that he was getting nowhere, he dismissed me, protesting, however, that he would achieve his end, even if this meant that he had to take my life." On August 12th, masses of people began arriving at the Cova da Iria in anticipation of the apparition of the following day. On the morning of the 13th, the administrator arrived at the Marto home to see the children. He convinced the children's fathers that he desired to attend the miracle and attend it with them. And together, they first went to meet with the village priest. After being questioned, the administrator had the children get into his carriage. The carriage at first made for the Cova da Iria, but suddenly turned and flew off in the other direction. The administrator attempted to calm the children by saying that they were first going to meet with the priest at Aurem. To keep pilgrims on their way to the Cova from seeing the children, he wrapped them in a rug Finally, he arrived in triumph at his house, believing that by keeping the children from the coven, nothing supernatural would happen, and the business of the apparitions would be given up. How naive. When they arrived at the tinsmith's house, the children were shut up in a room and told that they would not be let out until they had revealed the secret. They were given lunch by the tinsmith's kind wife, who let them play with her children and saw that they lacked for nothing. The following day, they were forced to undergo 9 interrogations, but the children, strengthened by special grace, remained steadfast. The tinsmith wanted to learn the secret from them at any cost, but he could neither extract it nor trick the children into contradicting each other. He even called in a doctor to accuse the children of hallucinations and hysteria. The doctor's conclusions have never been published. This fact speaks volumes, for had the doctor's conclusion been that the children were hallucinating, the administrator would have wasted no time in publishing the doctor's testimony. The tinsmith then put the children into a prison cell full of other prisoners. They were then interrogated separately, after which the tinsmith threatened to boil them in oil if they still refused to divulge the secret of Fatima. In the presence of the children, he ordered that a cauldron of oil be heated and threatened to put the children in the cauldron if they did not cooperate. The children believed the tinsmith's threat. A man in the same prison cell tried to persuade Jacinta to give in, telling her that she could avoid being killed by simply telling the secret. Jacinta responded, "I'd rather die." The tinsmith took Jacinta away first. Francisco and Lucy believed that she had gone to her death. The tinsmith returned and told the children that Jacinta was dead. He again demanded that the secret be revealed, or Francisco and Lucy would also be boiled in oil. Francisco was next taken to his apparent death. The tinsmith then threatened Lucy with the same fate if she did not cooperate. Lucy remained faithful, though she believed that her 2 cousins had been killed. However, none of the children were killed. The threat had been empty. Yet even after this final threat, the tinsmith could not obtain the secret. The next morning, August 15th, after one last interrogation having accomplished nothing, he returned the children to Fatima. And that's what we get a lot of times from those in authority, is empty threats. Unfortunately, a lot of them today do follow through. But if we have the protections and the graces from the Most Holy Trinity, then we have nothing to fear. Not so easy to practice, but I'm amazed at the children and how their ability to withstand that type of pressure. And it must have been a grace from above. And also, children aren't as worrisome as, older people are. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for attending. Appreciate your prayers. I think we're going to be probably here maybe 1 to 2 more weeks, and then we'll be heading back north. And I'm very much looking forward to that. Please go and sanctify all those you meet. We'll see you tomorrow. Fasting Friday. Have a great day.